Arnie, please keep your mic muted. All right, we are gonna start the recording, and all right, let's go. So here we have the S&P 500, and we are looking pretty good on this uptrend on the weekly. So far, we're setting up a bull flag on our weekly chart. We have a nice push here. This kind of does worry me a little bit. I don't like that we are getting rejected here. This weekly did close above that breakout on the daily, but we can come possibly back down here and test this uptrend before going higher. I do like the Nasdaq and what it's looking like. So looking at the daily here, we have this nice big push consolidation, and then we have like this difficultness right here that we're trying to get through. So this difficult area between 4,200 and say 4178. Let's say 4180. So between that area, it's just we're kind of consolidating, going sideways. There is a possibility that it could come down. I'm torn right now because I do like the Nasdaq and what it's doing, and I do think that it wants to go higher, but it does have also possibility of coming back down. So here we have our breakout, and it's sitting right on that breakout. Okay, it is above it, but we still haven't got that push through. And we did have some good selling volume coming in right after we broke out. So I don't like that. So I would still be hedged in this area. Going into a lower time frame, we had that breakout, we had that V recovery, and then we had that drop down. And now we're kind of having a little pop-up here on the hourly. We could have a little shoulder here. We could have that head here. And then this could be a little shoulder that could be creating here and create an inverse head and shoulders and then pop up. That does look good on the hourly chart on futures. So as long as we maintain and hold this area of 4167, I think that we should be good. What is that stuff? Hourly chart. All right. So here's that support, that 4167. We hold above there. We should be good. We hold above 4183.50. That should be really good. And we should continue higher. Let's go look at the Nasdaq now. So here, basically, we are long currently, but this can come back down in the 20-day, and it could come back down to this 4110 area. If it does come back to this 4110 area, I would be a buyer here on this long-term uptrend. We do have a slight divergence on the daily. So we have a high here, we have a high here, we have a lower high here, we have a higher high here. So if we do come out and make another higher high, and then we make another lower high on the RSI, then I would be cautious on that. So be cautious. We still can't break out, but be cautious on this area in this zone. I would stay hedged. Monday I would get hedged. If we do push up, then great. But watch that RSI and watch that previous high and that previous RSI. So let's go into the Nasdaq here. So here, Nasdaq. All right, let's see here. Nasdaq, I really like this cup and handle that is forming on the daily. Nasdaq here dropped, consolidated, made an inverse head and shoulders, fired up, and now it's forming a bull flag. It's right at that 20-day, and it's holding. That's why I really like it. It's at that 20-day, it's holding, and it could definitely hold that and push through. We are forming a squeeze on the daily. The RSI is just kind of doing nothing really. So if we do hold that 20-day, let me get this. This is kind of slowing down. Okay. All right. So here, the 20 days holding. So that looks good. But if this doesn't hold, we're going to test that 13,750. And if that doesn't hold, we will come back down to 13,505. Now, if we do come down to this 13,505, I would be a definitely buyer. Okay. Definitely, I would be a buyer. 1 second. All right. So cup and handle on the Qs looks good. Holding the 20-day so far looks good. It held it yesterday, or held it Thursday, held it Friday, and currently today, Sunday, is pushing from it. So that's good. Let's go to a lower time frame. So nice big cup and handle here. We could have shoulder, the head, and here we could be another shoulder. This could have been the shoulder, but it didn't break out. It fell out. So now we just hopefully push back up and break that 1464 and then continue to push. But if not, then it could fall back down. It's 13,750, and that would be good support. If that doesn't hold, then we're coming back down to this 13,505, and I would be a big time buyer there. Big time buyer there. Things, so it's not telling me right now, it's not telling me that it's bottoming yet, and it's also telling me not that it's gonna sell off yet, right? So we do have we did have that little area of resistance on the RSI, and it hit that, came back down, hit it again, and then came back and got below the 50. We want to see that back above the 50, back above the 50, and then continuing up. That'd be a great sign on the Qs. But overall, it looks good. Now that 20-day is going to be the trigger of, are we going to hold it or are we not? If we do hold it, then great. We're going to continue higher, and then we're going to go towards 14,453 and 14,955. Okay. And this is a nice, huge cup and handle. So for the QQQs, so Nasdaq and the QQQs are basically the same. So I would be buying long-term Q contracts, couple months out, and then if it dips, add to them, because this cup and handle looks great. This cup and handle looks great. All right. Okay, so we have that holding. All right, so let's get into some individual stocks. So here, let me go add here. Costco. Okay, perfect. So Costco has been in this long-term uptrend here. Okay, consolidating. We've been hitting this area of support of 370, and we had a big day Thursday, and we kind of just did nothing Friday. But we're still holding that uptrend, holding that 20-day. Tomorrow is going to tell us, hey, is Costco going to rip up and break out, right? Or is it going to lose this uptrend and break down and break that 20? Or are we just going to kind of go sideways and continue on this sideways path here, going nowhere? That could be a possibility. Why we say that? Because last time we said on Costco, we said Costco could be forming a cup and handle on the weekly chart. Um, we had that big dip, and then we ripped up straight up, basically, and now we're kind of just going sideways. And these candles here that we're putting in uh, are really bullish candles. I mean, it is a bullish candle, but not here. Uh, this is telling us that possibly it's tired and maybe a pullback's coming on Costco. Um, we're not gonna be completely sure until we're out of this bullish channel and that support of 370 is gone, and then it will come back down to this 20-day at 355. But any dip on Costco in the 355s to I want to say 340 to 355 area, that's going to be a major buy because it would be setting up that inverse. I mean that cup and handle, and might consolidate for a little bit, but then when it's ready to go, this thing is going to go. This thing is going to go. So I would wait for the dip on Costco if it does give us one, and then I would be a buyer there. Right now, I think maybe if this doesn't hold tomorrow, it's definitely time to trim because it's going to go sideways or it's going to go down. So we don't want it to go sideways or down, right? We don't want it to go down. I mean, we do if we haven't got into positions yet. That'd be a great time to buy. Sideways going, that just kills premium all across the board. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. AAL. Haven't talked about American Airlines in a little bit, but I do like it. I've been liking it. I still like it long term. Here we go. So AAL is looking pretty good here. So we got this long-term uptrend, which is great. So let's zoom in that. We have here this downtrend here. Okay. So we have this descending triangle basically being created. Okay. And you see the long-term uptrend, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So we see that long-term uptrend, and we see this downtrend, we see this uptrend. It's getting tight. It's getting super tight. So I think within the week or the next week, this thing's going to pop, and I think it's going to pop up. We see the momentum gauge is moving towards the upside. We see that the DMI, it needs to turn up. It is coming down now, but it needs to turn up. We do see that the RSI is trying to get above that 50, which is a great sign. It's a great sign. Okay, stochastic's doing well. So this here is a beautiful setup for this coming week or next week. I would be buying calls for 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out, maybe next week, and this one I think is gonna go, and I don't think they're that expensive. I want to say next week calls, yeah, they're super cheap. They're super cheap. Uh, the implied volatility is a little high on these. It's actually a little high across the board. So they're in the 50s and 60s. They're pretty high across the board. I still like them though. Whether they have high IV or not, I still like them. We don't have earning. I mean, we just had earnings here. Okay. And they were better than, they're better than what expected. So I think this one is going to get ready within what, 1, 2, 3, probably 3 or 4 days. I think a pop could come. I really like the setup. I really, really like that setup, and in liking that setup, I guess we could, let me see here. So liking this setup, now we could go to BA. BA, BA, same thing, right? Descending triangle. Okay, it's a little different, little angle different, but almost identical to AALs. So here, what do we have? We have the descending triangle. We have a support here. We have the resistance here. Okay, it's getting really tight. We have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 3 to 5 days before this one should break out. Now, can it fake break down and then break up? Sure can. But I think this one wants to go up. This one is setting up for a nice push. That nice push could definitely rip it up. And when it starts to go, I think it needs a definitely big candle through these two. So the 50-day and the 20-day, I think we could possibly, when we break out, get above 245. I think we could get above 245 on the breakout. So we could come wherever 3 to 5 days, break out, get to 240, then 245. We could even hit 240, 245 by Friday. You know, if we get this breakout this week, which I think we will, I think that's a good possibility. Now let's look at the RSI here. So basically, we've been hitting this support, 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 and the RSI has steadily been going up. So steadily been going up. Stochastics kind of doing nothing. Pretty much doing nothing here. So all that could change in the next 4 to 5 days. But that looks good on the daily. Let's go here. Now, what happened on Friday? We got a nice little reversal candle there. Did we break the downtrend? Broke downtrend. We have that sideways consolidation. Let's see here. We got a pretty big divergence on the 4-hour chart. That is pretty big. So we have this low here. Oh, wait, we have this low here. Then we have this low. That was a higher one. And then here came back down to this support where we initially had. And we are making higher lows on the R side. So that is telling us great stuff on BA. And then the stochastics telling us, hey, we're turning up. We're turning up. So let's look at the hourly chart. Hourly chart, stochastics looks fine. Let's get this down. Bullish divergence on the hourly chart on BA. Squeeze firing down, but the stock going up, so that's good. DMI, buyers are in control. Everything's looking good on BA for a pop. Even a possible inverse head and shoulders building on the hourly. So that could, we could get a pop in tomorrow, But the next 5 days, I'd be watching very closely on BA. Okay. But I mean, look at this channel, bullish channel that we've been in for a while. So it's bullish channel, and we got so much room, right? We have so much room to the upside, a little bit of room to the downside, but more room to the upside than we do to the downside. Bullish channel looks great. Everything looks great, and we're basically the RSI is hitting the uptrend here, so we could possibly bounce right there and then start heading higher into, what are we in, March? Done? May. All right. So here, we could pop there, and let's see here. There we go. This one looks great. Looks great into the week too. Uh, looks great into this week. Let's go to daily. So next 5 days, watch these. Next 5 days, pop it. AAL as well. Next 5 days, or actually 4 or 5 days. AAL is a little tighter. One this next week, we filled the gap on Friday and reversed. Like I said earlier on BA, we're setting up possible inverse head and shoulders on the hourly. We could reverse that, and I mean we could pop it and then reverse it and break the downtrend and head higher tomorrow, right? We could take off tomorrow or the next day, but this one looks very good, very tight. BA and AAL, I'm sure a couple other airlines, but I like these two myself because I'm long both of them. Uh, BA and AAL. Let's see. Let's go. We already talked about Costco. Costco, AAL, BA. Okay. Let's see here. One of my favorites that I like right now, setting up Amazon. So uh, Amazon we've been talking about, and it hit our target of 3550. We hit that target and sold off. Okay. We had stellar earnings, amazing earnings, and it hit our first target and it sold off. Now, I believe it's going to back test our breakout at this 34.24, and that is where you're going to want to buy the dip. You want to buy the dip and go long on Amazon because this one is set up to go, right? Had stellar earnings, right? Blew them out the water. Shop had stellar earnings too. All the e-commerce are having stellar earnings and just blowing out of the water. Baba's the next one to go, right? So we're definitely long Baba. So we'll take a look at Baba in a minute. But Amazon, I would like it to pull back, and because I didn't like these two candles here, and here, I would like it to pull back, test that 32.25 area, maybe 32.30 area, 32.30 area, 34.30 area, right? Is that what I said? 34.30 area, and then uh, whatever in that area, back test it, hold that breakout of the cup and handle, and then set up to take off, um, which I think it would do. Possibly we could hold 34.54 and hold that area, but I would rather it pull back just a little bit more, buy that area, and then take off. Okay. I think that maybe it's going to consolidate a little bit and then have this 20-day come up, and then it's going to blast off. But as of right now, I like it. Let me go into the lower time frame. So we had that pop, and then the drop. Let's see here. This uptrend may hold. Okay. We do have an hourly uptrend that could hold. We'll have to see tomorrow, but I like it. I like it long term, anyways. But I would prefer it at this 32, 34, 30, 34.25 area. If it holds at 34.50 area, which it is at right now, that could be a possibility if this uptrend holds. So that could be a channel that is being formed. Let's see here. Yeah, that could be a channel, a bullish channel that could be forming, and that could be good. Stochastics are telling us that we're at a bottom, so that is something to watch for this week. Amazon. Let's see here. I like it better on the 1 hour. The 4 hour, not too much. 1 hour looks pretty good for into tomorrow. Um, uh, whatever pullback this gets, if it does pop up and starts consolidating, I would still go long. Amazon just looks great long term, and on a monthly chart, we didn't break out yet. So we didn't break out yet, but this month could be the breakout month. And we do get that breakout month. We should be going to 4,000 and then possibly 4,300. 4,300, I would say a good 4,200 at the end of this month would be a idea to go long on, because if it does get the breakout, it should be going to 4,200 on this monthly breakout. So if we get that monthly breakout, 4,200, Amazon should come. All right. All right, let's see here. So what are we doing? We had BA, we had Baba. Okay, Baba. All right, so Baba. All right, Baba. So Baba has this uptrend here, and it has this other long-term uptrend. We do have this downtrend that it's going down here, but we've been holding this uptrend nicely. So last month we closed here. Last month we closed with basically a doji candle inside of a previous red candle. Now, this is telling us, hey, possibly sellers are exhausted. We can't push it down anymore. It's not pushing down anymore. It's time that we push back up. Buyers push back up. Okay. Now, let's see. On the daily, we're putting in that descending triangle pattern, which is getting tight. Okay, earnings is 513. Okay, 513 is earnings. So that is when? 513. Next Thursday. Next Thursday's Baba's earnings. I'll definitely be long Baba's earnings. I think they blow them out the water as well. And they've been beat up so bad. Um, you know, I think they might break out before earnings, but if they don't, then they break out right on earnings. But that's going to be like super right at the end of this pattern, which I think it will start. I think it will start going before. I like this reversal candle that is right on the uptrend line to right now that got put in Friday. I think Monday we should be up. Here, let me come here. And let me go to, what is this, hourly here. So here's the downtrend. I think we break that downtrend, and then start hitting higher. Let's go to 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour. Do I see any pattern? All right, so we still have this little gap though. Little gap there. Little gap, 223. Let's see here. All right. Stochastics on the 4 hour tell us, hey, there's a possible bottom putting in. Let's see, 1 hour. 1 hour is telling us on the stochastics as well, hey, bottoming is coming in. And on the 1 hour, we have a bullish divergence setting up here, where we have this low here, and then these lows are extremely higher than this previous low here. So this sell-off at the end of the day was not as strong as these sell-offs here. Even though the volume says it was, it Doesn't look like it on the RSI, and the stochastics telling us, hey, possible time to get long. All right, daily divergence still there, stochastics still there. Everything's looking good on this. Again, I think Baba, I was saying buy long-term calls. Long-term was I think I got August calls. August calls look good. I like August calls, and I think that Baba should be 300 by August, if not more, 337 or more. Okay. All right. So we talked about Baba. Let's see here. What was I do? Snap. We mentioned Snap last week, and we said we have this beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern. It did try to break out on Thursday. It didn't do it. Pulled back, but Friday held that 20-day, and we're just kind of going sideways. We got a inverse head and shoulders and a little cup and handle forming. A huge volume coming in. Going to the 4-hour chart, we see that we are just kind of going sideways, but up. We're going up, and we're kind of forming a ascending triangle on the 4-hour chart. So here, ascending triangle on the 4-hour chart, and basically where the breakout is. Steady growth on the RSI. Stochastic's not doing nothing, but we look here and it looks like, all right, we're gonna probably set this up and then pop either. I want to say we could pop Monday, definitely, but most likely Tuesday. Tuesday would be the day that it pops. So Tuesday, RSI in the 50 and holding very well. So I like that. Going sideways, ascending triangle looks really good. Let's check out the hourly. All right, here. So right at the 50 on the RSI. Stochastic's not really doing anything. Squeeze setting up nicely on the hourly, and potentially bull flag set up as well on the hourly. Little cup and handle, but snap looks good. I like it. I still like it. Inverse head and shoulders, ascending triangle. Possible little cup and handles. A squeeze forming on the daily as well. Squeeze forming on the daily, and then everything else looks great. So like that. Okay, like that. Okay. 4-hour, like that. All right, let's go and see here. Let's go 1, 2. All right, let's go here on the daily. So let's here check out Disney here. Here, let me change that out. All right, here. There's another one. Oops. All right. Okay. Exit this one. Exit that one. All right. So here we have that consolidation. Have this downtrend here. So Thursday we got above that downtrend, and then Friday we pushed over we're in this descending triangle, basically here. We're in this descending triangle on Disney, okay? Here we had that, and it broke down. And then it held that low, held that support, held that 100-day, and now it's setting up a huge squeeze on the daily. We got, let's see here. We got RSI trying to get above 50. That's good. We got buying pressure rising. It's not where we want it to be just yet, but it is rising. So it's coming down and now it's coming back up. So that is rising. Descending triangle looks good, and we're outside of it. So we're really bullish above 187.33. Very bullish above that. So we're extremely bullish above 187.33, and we're getting above that 20-day, and we're making a higher high. Disney looks good. The earnings is coming up 5/13. So was that the same day as Bubba? I think so. Yep, same day as Bubba on Thursday. All right. So this one, we could have a little earnings run because we are outside the descending triangle. We could have a little earnings run, and then depending on where we are earnings, let's see here. I would say, depending on where we are with earnings, if we're already, say, if we make some big move on Disney and we're already near 200, I don't know if I would hold it for earnings. But if we aren't, then it's a good possibility to hold for earnings. The only thing that really worries me about Disney is all of these major gaps. All these major gaps it has on the downside. But I do like the pattern for the upside. So can this keep going even with the gaps below? Yeah, sure it can. And then, one day it just has these major drops and then fills all these gaps. So yeah, that could definitely happen. Okay. So major gap here as well. 128. That's a big drop. That's a big drop. So that's the only thing that concerns me. We did hold the 20-day on the weekly, and we are creating a bullish pennant, which is exactly like BA. We are forming a bullish pennant here and a squeeze on the weekly. So this does have potential to pop up and rip. So definitely pop up and rip on Disney with the squeeze on the weekly and the daily. So that looks good. Okay. That looks good. Let's see here. Okay, daily squeeze looks good. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. What is next? Neo. Let's talk about Neo. Oops, wrong one. Neo. So Neo dropped back down, right? So we said sell it at 42, right at that 50-day. Sell it there, and then it popped down, came all the way back basically to this uptrend, and had earnings. And we dropped and then reversed, and we formed on Neo a piercing line reversal. So piercing line reversal is a good thing, and we're right near that uptrend. So I would be a buyer on Neo. I'm gonna be a buyer on Neo, and I think that we get above 40.50 possibly tomorrow or the next or Tuesday. But I love this setup here. So we have this downtrend. Perfect downtrend, right? And we have this bull flag forming. I think we get over 40.50 tomorrow, and then I think it sets up to break 245 possibly this week. I like it. I like it a lot. Neo looks good on the 4-hour, definitely. The 1 hour looks good, definitely looks good. Big bull flag forming. I mean, this one ripped since the open and then just kind of setting up. I think once it breaks that downtrend, 45 45 is on its way. We are just, let me see where that 100 day is, or that 50 day. So that 50 day is going to be breakout. So that's going to be breakout. On the daily. See here. Breakout point on the daily. All right, we'll look at the 4 hour. The 1 hour. All right, let's see here. Oops, wrong one. There we go. All right, so we break out here, and yeah, 43 should come right when we break out 41.22. 43 should come, and let me see, it's a 45. Yep, area 45 next, and then heading to that 100 day. So Neo also possible inverse head and shoulders. It's a really tight one. This low is slightly lower, so that could definitely be a little inverse. Pop it up. If not, it could definitely be a bull flag setting up to pop it up anyways. So 20-day held, 1 hour, setting up a bull flag. Looks good. I like Neo. So we popped off Neo. All right, let me see. Here. Neo. What was it? Okay, as we talked about Neo, got to talk about space because those are our two low stocks that we watch. So our two low stocks. So here, space has been consolidating here for a while. Okay, so wow. Okay, let's remove this. Remove this. Remove that. Remove that. Wait, not that one. Move this. All right, so we got earnings, a conference call 5/4, which is Tuesday. So Tuesday after market, or right at market close, and then earnings 5/10. So that earnings or the conference call could be good for space. We are on this long-term uptrend. We did hit that 20-day on the monthly chart. That could be a good sign that it's ready to reverse. Okay, good sign that it's ready to reverse. Let's see here. So here we do have, so the weekly closed, and we put in 2 reversal candles. Now I mentioned 2 reversal candles before. I said once you get those 2 reversal candles, you want to get long because it's like screaming at you that it's ready to go. It's ready to go. So here we got 1 reversal and then we got 2 reversal. So now I think this month, I think space is gonna have a nice month. Space could have a nice month. We could have a nice, I would say we could go to 28 this month. Or I'm sorry, this is it this week, maybe. Let me see here. Do I think it will get that high on this week? Maybe for this week, I think maybe we could get to 26, 27, maybe even 28. I think we could possibly, if we do have good earnings, I think we could get over that 200 day. And then I think this is going to rip up fast. Now, why? Let's zoom in here. Zoom in again. All right. So we have this shoulder here. And I think that if we do have earnings or a good earnings and a good week and a good next week and a couple weeks for this month, I think we could get all the way to 36, right? 36, that would be a huge month for for um for space. So if we could get that this month, that'd be great. I mean, it all depends on earnings, of course. Um, but I think that it's ready. I think it's ready to go. So space long term looks great. And I believe we had that divergence on there. Did we not? Let's check it again. Nope, not on this one. Let's see the weekly. Weekly, not really. And the monthly, not really. All right, let's go to the 4 hour divergence here. We did have that divergence there. And then here, again, double reversal at the bottom. Looks good. Let's see here. All right, keep that there. Keep this here. All right, so we could consolidate, and then for this call, we could rip it. So 1 hour. 1 hour has a divergence for sure. So space, big divergence on the 1 hour as we have our stocks falling. Stocks falling and our RSI rising. Okay, stochastics rising. We have a squeeze set up on space. Space is looking good. I like space. I've been liking space for long term. This one is setting up that it's basically going to go. And it's going to go, what's this, 1 hour? It's basically going to go tomorrow or Tuesday. It should go. So Monday, I think it does push. Tuesday, I think it pushes more. And then we have that conference call. So that's going to either make it push even more or drop it. I'd rather it push before the conference call, have the conference call drop it, and then have earnings rip it. So that's what we're looking for. Space main target is this 41.86 at this gap fill. So really like that. Space looks great. Love that on there. And that bullish divergence on the 1 hour looks good. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So MMM. So MMM here. So what do we have? So we have this long-term bullish channel. Let me remove all these so you could see it better. All right. So we have this long-term bullish channel. We had earnings. We dropped to the lower end of the channel, held that 50-day, pushed up, and here we got above that 20-day, got back to that 199.36 target, and then kind of gap down. We did pull a bearish harami, but we haven't confirmed it yet. So tomorrow, if it closes below this low, it will confirm it, but I think it just consolidates, makes a bull flag, and then fires it up. I really do. And respects this bullish channel. Let's go into here. So we got this downtrend. Basically. All right. Let's see here. 1 hour. Stochastics looks like a bottom. I think that it either consolidates sideways, or it pops. I don't think it continues down and breaks this. I don't think it breaks this channel. I think that we did almost gap filled. Still a little gap layer left, but I think that we continue going and we do hit our target of 219. I think we still hit our target of 219. So our target of 219 is going to still be in effect. Okay. Let's see here. Was that MMM? All right, let's look at Microsoft next. So Microsoft had earnings as well. All right. So Microsoft next. So Microsoft had earnings and it dropped down. Okay. Let's change that. Remove that. Move that. So here was a little gap. That was a nice little gap. And that was support as well. Like that support. And then here's our breakout point. Our breakout point is 9. Okay, breakout on the daily. And I really think that we hit our first monthly target at 260 and then dropped down 250 held. Let's see. So here we're going to say price target 1 on the daily is going to be 270. So 270 is going to be our target, our first target, and then our second target is going to be 279. 279, 280 is going to be our second target. But 270 is going to be our major target here. So I think right now, I think you could buy Microsoft as long as 249, 249, 250 hold. If 250 holds strong, it's a buy. You're going to want to buy. We had a reset of the RSI. Remember on Microsoft, we did say that, hey, we had a little divergence, a bearish divergence on there. So be careful on earnings. I didn't play earnings. It dropped down, reset, came back to 50. Stochastics telling us, hey, it's reset. It's also looking at a bottom. So bottom could be setting up and RSI is reset it. I think Microsoft is a buy the dip situation there. And why do I also say that Microsoft is a buy the dip situation? Because of the beautiful cup and handle that's forming on the Nasdaq. So Microsoft's going to definitely go with that as well. Let's go to a 4-hour chart and see what that looks like. So we have a little downtrend here. That actually broke. That actually broke there. Okay, so that's gone. So it's holding that support. As long as that support continues to hold, we're going to be buyers here. So long-term Microsoft, about 270, 280 calls. Those are nice. I did have earnings and then it dropped. Like Microsoft, like where it's setting up. I like the pullback. And as long as that pullback holds, I think that this is going to continue to go. Let's see here.
I want to point out something on the daily, right, with Microsoft. What I'm seeing is every time it's closed below the 20 SMA, but maintains above the 50 SMA or near it, we expect some chop for about an average of 7 to 10 days, with a price window of about $5 before a lower moving average of 80 SMA crosses over the 20 SMA, and then it starts another rally. So I just want to point that out on Microsoft. So I would expect some chop here, gather itself in between the 20 and the 50 SMA. Let the stochastic fully bottom out, RSI maintain 50, and then set up for a push higher. That's what I noticed on Microsoft.
All right. Cool. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Yeah, as long as this continues to hold here, looks good. 270 could definitely come in. Looks good. You're gonna expect some buying in the next week or two because dividends are coming up on 519. So with the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, should be buying that up and then bringing the stock price up because they want to get that dividend as well. And but 270 looks good. And if that Nasdaq that Nasdaq continues to do what it's doing right now, um, and it holds above that 20 SMA and holds above that 13,750, then this one should set up for a pop higher. And once this pops higher, Amazon's gonna pop higher, Apple's gonna pop higher, Microsoft's gonna pop higher. It's just gonna go. High tide lifts all boats. So if um, if uh, if Nasdaq goes, all the big techs are gonna go. Let's take a look at Apple now, because I didn't play Apple for earnings, but it did have good earnings, but it sold off. But I think it's time to buy now. I do. I think it's time to get back in Apple. Now I was waiting for the buy zone area at 128 gap fill, but I'm thinking that this was a nice reversal candle that it put in on Friday. It dropped down and then it gapped down, and if it gaps back up, that's going to be a nice reversal. And even if it doesn't have a nice gap up, if it does have it has a nice green day tomorrow, um, it's a buy. Apple's a buy. I like it. It could possibly still come back to that 128 area before it goes, but I think that it could be a possible buy here, and it could be a long-term buy right now. And if it does drop to 128, add to it because I still think it's going to set up to push towards that our targets of 160 and a 180. So I still think that looks good. Apple looks good. Let's go auto. So Apple looks good. Um, we have a weekly bull flag setting up and a cup and handle, right? A cup and handle on the daily, right? Yeah, cup and handle on the daily. So cup and handle on the daily, cup and handle on Nasdaq, cup and handle on Amazon that already broke out and is back testing. I like that. If it drops down a little bit more to 128, I'd be buying it all day. Okay, fill that gap, and then I will buy it all day, and then I'll be set up to push towards 140, 150, and then that 160. Okay, let's go into a lower time
Ascending
frame.
triangle on monthly too, Steve.
Okay, let's see. Monthly. Let's go back to monthly. Monthly has a nice bull flag. Nice bull flag setting up. Looks good. I like that. And eventually to our major target of 205, right? Let's see. 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart. Okay. We had that pop. So here we got a downtrend establishing. So here, downtrend establishing. Let's see here. Stochastics on the 4-hour tell us, hey, we're at a bottom. Let's see here. Remember, we did warn you on that bearish divergence on Apple. It did pop, but then it just pretty much came back down. Now, do we have a bullish divergence? No, not yet. Stochastic is telling us, hey, we are at a bottom, possibly gonna pop tomorrow. What else? Okay. Can we be setting up a falling wedge? Sure. So we could be setting up a falling wedge. If it breaks that 130, we should be going at 128. But if it doesn't, holds above, and then we get back above 133, I'm a buyer all day. I'll buy it. And then hopefully it's not setting up. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's setting that up. So that's a 4-hour. Let's look at the 1-hour. 1-hour chart. Squeeze firing down. Do we have any divergences on the 1 hour? Let's see here. All right, so we're just holding this level of 34 on the RSI. We are making lower lows on the 1 hour, but we're making same lows on the RSI. So there's a divergence there, and we are on a bottom on the stochastics. So we have a squeeze firing down, but we're not really moving down. So Apple looks good. I like Apple. Keep an eye on Apple tomorrow, because if we do reverse and have a nice gap up and then a push up, then that's going to be a good sign for Apple to continue to go long. If it doesn't and it keeps going down, keep on that 128 area, or even this that 128 or the 100-day. That'd be a good area to buy, and then to go long, and then we'll be buying long term to those 140s and 160s. Let's see how many Apple's options are not that expensive either. They're actually pretty affordable. Let's go into June. Let's go September. Let's go. September's pretty good time. 160 September calls. Let's see, we're at 130. Okay, that's pretty out of the money, but they're pretty cheap. Let's see if we can find some farther ones for a little bit less expensive. 160 January calls. I'd be a buyer of those for 425, 435. Yeah, that's a good price for 264 days. Yeah, I would be buyer of those. Those Apple calls January 22 for 435, 425, 160 calls. I think that's a good deal. I could see that. I could see that happening. Definitely happening. I mean, beautiful cup and handle. Beautiful cup and handle on the daily. Beautiful bull flag on the monthly. Beautiful setup on the Qs. The daily chart is not telling me that we're bottomed yet. The stochastics not telling me that we're bottomed yet. RSI not bouncing on the 50 yet. But I do like that daily candle. I do like that daily candle. So I'm going to be watching it tomorrow, and tells me if it's going to give me that reversal candle or not. If it does give me that reversal candle, then I'll be a buyer of that tomorrow. But if it doesn't, then I'll be waiting for that 128 and these indicators that tell me, hey, now it's time. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Do we have anything else? We are. Let's see here. All right. So we did mention last week about Cat, right? Cat had earnings and pretty much didn't do anything. Okay. So now what is it doing? Well, it looks like it's actually setting up a ascending triangle. So maybe it's waiting for could be waiting for Deere's earnings, right? Could be. So hasn't done anything. It's holding this mid trend line, mid channel trend line. So we could essentially form, we could definitely fill in this area here. So we could just be consolidating here until we pop up, or we consolidate and pop down. We still have that divergence, right? We still have that squeeze setting up, and we still have that divergence. Now, the bearish divergence that we do have, we are below 50. So we want to get back above that. And because if not, essentially what this is going to do is going to break down to 215. It's going to break down to 215, possibly a little bit more to 212, and then could hold that, or it could just drop off, depending on what Deer has. I mean, how far is Deer out? Let's see here. Okay, Deer. So Deer bears divergence as well on the RSI. Deer's earnings are 521, so that's 3 weeks out. Okay, so that one has a lot of room to go sideways in. Don't like that. Let's see here. All right, so resistance here, we're like setting up this box, right? So here we have that box consolidation. Box consolidation right here, and a bearish divergence. We do have a squeeze as well. Huge squeeze formed. If we break down, then we're going to be going to this lower end trend line. These moving averages are getting tight, so it's going to congest the price action, and then it's going to pop up or down, right? So here, 20 and 50, they're coming up. They might compress that, and then we might break it down or might pop it up. Looking at everything, we might pop down. We might push down and then hit the lower end of the channels and then reverse it. Same thing with Cat. I mean, both these stocks have had a nice run up. So it would make sense for them to kind of break down and head back to support and then set up again and then push back up. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see here. Any other ones we want to take a look at before we drop down? Okay. This is pretty much just reiterating everything that we were saying about IBM. We did have a bad day on IBM as it pulled back, but it held that support of 141.50. So not concerned about it at all, really. I think it's just waiting for the moving averages to come back up. And if that 141 doesn't hold, then I would be more concerned. But if that 139 doesn't hold, then we're going to back test this uptrend and then continue higher. But I think what we are doing possibly is just setting up this this bullish channel. So we could be going sideways a little and then pop, and then sideways a little and then pop. So I still am bullish long term IBM. I don't see it coming down here filling this gap. There's no reason to. We had great earnings. We have good dividend. So this one is going to continue to head higher. Okay. All right. We did mention to you guys before. Yeah, I'll do that one for you. Valero here. We told you here, and then it dropped, right? It dropped, trend line, yeah, it dropped, and then it started ripping up. It got back to our 70, what was that? 70, it almost got to 76, got to 75.86, and now it's looking like it's setting up an inverse head and shoulders. So it could pull back a little and then set up, and then it's going to rip up. So this looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Inverse possible, and then rip up, or it just gets back above now and then continues higher. But we're going to have to see the next couple days, right? So if it does come back and it hits this 20, that is a buy. If it comes near that 20, I think that's a buy, and that would be a bottom, and it's any rip up, and it's any takeoff. Looks good. Let's go look with that bullish divergence, was still in effect. Stochastics looking great. Let's go to a 4-hour chart here. Yep, it looks like a cup and handle forming on the 4-hour, which looks great. Let's see here. Hourly, bull flag forming on the hourly with the squeeze. Yeah, RSI holding 50. This one looks good. I like it. I still like it. I did take profits on mine already, but I think that there's going to provide another opportunity to get long and push it higher. All right. All right, here, let me see here. Okay, here. All right, so here, we'll talk about AMD. All right. AMD being rough, right? Being rough. It popped up to that 88.80, came back, hit that back test, and reversed a candle, reversal candle, then gap down, and it's right in the middle of these two moving average. Whenever stock's in the middle of major moving averages like the 200 and a 50-day like this, there's a lot of chop. So I would either stay long, or I wouldn't mess with this short term, right? Unless it breaks out of these moving averages, because when it's in between, especially 3 moving averages like it is now, there's going to be a lot of chop, because there's going to be a lot of strong support and strong resistance. So it could chop around. It is building a squeeze. This is potentially a bull flag still, and it could be making a higher low still, as we mentioned last week. Here we do have a downtrend. Forming here, and we could have a falling wedge forming. Stochastic says we're bottoming here. We did have a bullish divergence there, and it popped, and it went to that 88 gap fill, which was one of our targets there. And now we are potentially at this previous support here. We were at this support, and then it got back down. Still think this one moves up. It did have good earnings, sold off, but once those cues start to push, this one will start to push too. Hourly, stochastics looks great, telling us that we're going to reverse, and RSI on the 1 hour is not really telling us much. So AMD, I want to see it out of those moving averages, and then I'm going to be bullish still on it. But this uptrend, we are right on it. I still think this bull flag and this well, here we go, right? Let me clear this. And we could see it. We could see it pretty easily. This is it's just forming the ascending triangle. Ascending triangle is being formed. So until these are, this area is a little bit more. We did have a reversal. I do actually like that monthly candle. We have a nice reversal candle and a bullish harami inside of that. So actually, we could have a nice month this month. We have a nice month this month, and we could actually break out and push through and break 100 and hit higher to like possibly 120. So AMD, nice reversal on the monthly, which this could confirm our monthly. By the end of the month, we should be above 90. I think so. AMD should be above 90 by the end of the month. And let me look at the weekly. Weekly, nice reversals. This one is an ugly candle. I want to see what we do this week, but I think that I think we will be doing good. Okay, I think we'll be doing good. So we have a lot of room to go. So I think we're just going to continue making higher highs and higher lows, and then we're going to break out. So that's what I think on AMD, and I'm gonna stick to that as well. All right, let's see here. All right, guys. I think what time is it? 7:17 already. Yeah, we did our hour here. All right, I'll take a couple quick questions, and then we'll end the session.
Thank you, sir.
That's disorganized.
Hey, Steve, did you guys do Snapchat yet?
Yeah, we did Snapchat. Yes,
Is it- we're just holding support right now.
no, we're just we're just doing we're doing a grade on Snap. Snap is fine. It's
Okay, yeah, that's what I
it's
figured.
forming
I was just making sure.
ascending
I didn't miss
triangle.
anything.
Ascending triangle. It's
Okay.
gonna go. It looks good.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thanks.
DocuSign.
DocuSign. DocuSign here. Okay, DocuSign lost that bullish channel, but I like that. I like that reversal candle that it formed in today, holding that 200 day. And this is actually a bull flag here for me. Bull flag is forming there, right there, and here. So nice bull flag forming. Like this low sell volume, very low sell volume. Nearing the 50. Let's go 4 hour. 4 hour. Stochastics looks like it's turning. 1 hour. 1 hour squeeze forming. Let's see here. Yeah. So I think DocuSign is still gonna form that cup, right? I think it's still gonna go there. It's out of the bullish channel, it is, but when a stock usually gets out of a channel, and it forms something like this, it needs to get back in right away. So we might see a big day for DocuSign. Unless this kind of consolidates for a while, then it's going to form a big bull flag, and it's actually going to form a weekly bull flag. So let's look at the weekly, and yeah, that's basically looks what it's doing. It's forming a weekly bull flag on the weekly, and try to break out, failed to get above that 20-day. So what's going to happen? We're going to attempt it to do it again. We did have a squeeze firing to the upside, but it failed. RSI above 50, like that. Let's see here. What's going on with monthly? Nice bull flag. Nice, beautiful bull flag on the monthly. Still like that. Support 203. Let's go back to the daily. All right, here. We actually have, oh, well, this is actually a cup and handle here. So here we got cup in the handle as well. I think this is, I think we're still long. I think it's still going to go to our targets, and I think it's going to continue higher to go even higher, right? So DocuSign still looks good. All right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. One more question.
Airbnb, please.
Let's see. Rocket.
I don't know what that is.
Airbnb.
I don't know. I need ticker science, guys. I don't know these names.
ABNB.
ABNB. All right. Let's see. I never looked at this stock. ABNB. All right. So this one has earnings coming up. 5/13. Which one is that? That's Thursday. A lot of stocks having earnings on Thursday. Next Thursday. Okay. This is forming. This is forming a descending triangle, and it looks like it has a lot more room to consolidate. So I wouldn't be interested in this stock until after earnings. I want to see what's going to happen to earnings because this has so much room to consolidate. So much room to consolidate. Has so much room to consolidate. So it looks like it's going to be a dead stock for a little bit. Well, till next Thursday. I think it'll just going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Let's see here. 4 hour, really not seeing anything. 1 hour, not really seeing anything either. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be in this stock right now. All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay. All right. I will do another one. I'll do some gold. Let's see. All right. Let's see. GDX or GLD or GC. Let me see GC. GC. Okay. Let's see here. GC here. All right. Now, this is gold here. Let's go to monthly. Okay, gold. Gold had a nice rip higher. Nice rip higher here on the monthly, pulled back, and now it's holding that 20-day. Catholics telling us, hey, bottoming is possibly in. Looks good. On Catholics looks great on the monthly, telling us that there's potential bottom in gold. All right, so potential bottom in gold. RSI almost got to 50, bounced a little higher on it, and then it's forming a bull flag on the monthly chart. So nice bull flag. So what do we have here? A downtrend. So downtrend here. So we're gonna be testing that downtrend soon, it looks like, if we're not already. Okay, let's go here weekly. It's gonna give us a better idea. Okay. Yep, that looks good. Testing that downtrend already. So Cash looks good. Let's look at the RSI. RSI, no divergences on it yet. So that isn't doing anything. We're not above 50 yet. We had a squeeze fire to the downside, and now, but that squeeze fired down, and we didn't go down. We kind of went up. So that's a good thing. So right now we're testing the downtrend. So I wouldn't be a buyer until we're above that downtrend. But it looks good now, actually. Stochastics on the monthly telling us downtrends in. It's bottoming out. We are testing that downtrend. So I would be a buyer. Right here. Buy gold on the daily. All right. So here. Buy gold on the daily. Right above 1789.80. So here we got uptrend formed. Not there yet. Here we go. All right, so here got an uptrend formed. We are holding the 20-day. We're kind of consolidating. So I say within the next 3 to 4 days, we should have a nice pop. We should have a nice pop on gold and it to run. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour here. 4 hour here. Oh, massive squeeze on the 4 hour. Looks good. Squeeze on the 4 hour. Downtrend testing several times. Let's see. Do we have we have a bullish divergence on the 4 hour as well. Bullish divergence on the 4 hour. So this could actually go. This looks like it's good to go this week. So gold, I would be in definitely to break that downtrend, because once it breaks that downtrend, it's going to have a nice pop. So we should have a nice pop over that 100-day. So we should have a nice pop on there. My target for that pop would be about 18.15. So 18.15 target, one on the daily. Looks good here. And then, well, actually, I'd probably do that. 18.18 would be nice. And then possibly we could rally on up to that 200 day and then hit that and then form a nice cup on there and then set up for a push higher to break that 19 and then 2000. I think that looks good. So next this week, watch gold. Looks good. Looks ready for a nice breakout. All right. Okay. All right, guys. I am over the time, way over the time. So I'm going to end the session here.